Well, I suspect our outside trainers. Let me see if I can get these lights a little better. I suspect our outside trainers list will grow in the coming months. As of right now, we just have Virgil Morgan, who's training Stonebridge Simba. He's in Ohio with Virgil. Forged in Fire and I'll Play It Alone are in... hold on, I should back up. Stonebridge Simba will be our first horse racing back after the pandemic. He's got the 8-hole on Monday for Virgil Morgan and Brett Miller. Forged in Fire, I'll Play It Alone. Now, I'm hoping for some good news this week out of Pennsylvania. If not, then we may have to either ask Tim to race in Northfield or simply send them up to... I want the horses racing in the Meadows. Both of them are non-winners of 1, non-winners of 2 horses. Both of them should be able to race at the Meadows, but we've lost a lot of time, and we want to make sure that our horses are racing. So I guess we're going to eye up how things look at Northfield Park, and potentially when Jason gets there, we may have to send them up there, either ask Tim to go race them, which is a big ask. I don't know if Tim races a whole lot. I know he hasn't recently, but maybe he does or does not in the Northfield area. But I suspect if things continue the way they are, why wouldn't he? So either we'll send the horses up there for the time being until Jason gets there and until the Meadows opens back up for these horses. Something's got to give this week. So we'll give Governor Wolf till Friday, and at that point we'll have to move for Forged in Fire and I'll Play It Alone from his state. Angie is Olympic hopeful. She's been ready to go. It was a big filly, so maybe this time off has given her time to grow, fill out into her frame, and hopefully be a good horse for Angie and all our clients that own her out in Illinois. We have Richard has Brave World. As I said, Brave World's been ready to go. Brave World's been ready to go for the last little bit. Maybe just give him some Banamine in there. Just see if there's any Banamine there. We actually come back to the barn. I'll stop this for a second. We come back to the barn. Willpower Fashion's been sick. He was at the university. He's been sick. And we're doing our best. So we're running fluids into him right now at 8:50 at night. He seems to be getting better. So that's good. Amy was just saying his temperature's a little elevated. So we were going to give him some anti-inflammatory, some Banamine to help that come down. Anyway, this is what it takes. You guys are out there, and we have all these employees, but when it comes right down to it, I don't want to be the guy that says, oh, these are my kids. They kind of are. They represent my livelihood, the livelihood of my family, the future of my family, and I have a great respect for the horses, and I want to make sure that if the horses aren't well, I'm the one here if I can be. I can ask anybody to come back and run fluids into our horses and give me an update, but at the end of the day, I want to be the one here making sure the horses are okay. And Amy and I and the kids had time to come back, so we're here. Anyway, we'll continue on. Spirit of Dio. Hold on, I said Richard has Brave World. He'll be ready to go as soon as I would suspect he'll be in to qualify next week. I imagine that's the take. And then Spirit of Dio is very frustrating for John. I feel terrible for John and Tim, Andrew especially. It's been a tenuous year. It feels like a year. It feels like 10 years. It's been 7-8 weeks. John was training in Florida, came back, and has our New Jersey bred, and I believe Gorell has alluded to the fact, Jeff Gorell, the owner of the Meadowlands, Tioga, and Vernon, has alluded to the fact that New Jersey will be open to New Jersey horsemen pretty well. So it puts us in a tough spot because we have a New Jersey sired filly. If Pennsylvania doesn't open up for a little bit, it's going to make it even more difficult. So I hope to God that this week things in Pennsylvania get straightened out, or it's going to be extremely difficult for a lot of people in our industry. And I suspect, I just got a live update. We got our lots for the next generation. I think Johnny Shue just sent me a message. We both our horses got in the next generation series in Ohio on July 4th. So that's awesome. Sorry, I don't mean to get sidetracked. So Spirit of Dio, as of right now, is ready to qualify. No place to qualify. That will have to change. So if Governor Wolf doesn't move on that, then I guess we'll have to send Spirit of Dio to a New Jersey trainer until we can at least get her started and raced and qualified, which puts John in a tough spot. It's very, very unfair to him, but at the same time, what are we going to do? So that's the rundown on the small barns right now. Virgil Morgan has Stonebridge Simba racing on Monday. Go Virgil and Brett. Forged and Fire, and I'll play it alone in a tough spot along with Spirit of Dio, where if by next Friday we don't have some conclusive evidence that we're going to be racing in Pennsylvania right away, we'll probably move Forged and Fire and I'll play it alone just up the road a couple hours to Northfield Park with someone until Jason gets there. And then I suspect once the Meadows gets up and going, we'll send these horses back. They are PA bred horses. The Meadows has a great program for now winners of 1, 2, 3 condition claimer types. These horses should be racing at the Meadows, and it's not fair to Tim, not fair to John, but unfortunately their governor's a tool. So we'll make those decisions by next weekend. And then again, we have Angie and Richard has Brave World. So that's the small barns. We'll be back. We'll run through the other barns pretty quick. You guys got a pretty good idea of what's going on now. The babies were fantastic. The 3-year-olds were very, very good today. It's been a great week of training. Let's get back to racing. Talk to you soon.